much more detail about it, but it's taken many years of research with many different specialists collaborating. And in this case, for Lyme disease, high biodiversity means lower risk. So we can see that having biodiversity is important for protecting human health. And it's tempting, as wildlife veterinarians, people focused on wildlife and conservation, we would like it if that was the story all the time, that high biodiversity was better for human health. In general, that is true, that there are many, many reasons why high biodiversity is better for human health. But when we're talking about specific infectious diseases, that correlation between high biodiversity and lower risk is not always the same. And so for some pathogens, some diseases, all of these cases may be true. Okay? So we can have high biodiversity may have higher risk or low risk, and low biodiversity may have lower risk or higher risk. It all depends upon the pathogen, the host, and the specific habitat and ecosystem that we're talking about. So the basic concept that I wanted us to just all think about again is that very, very complex relationships among hosts, pathogens, and the environment. Many variables, and it's important as wildlife veterinarians to participate and collaborate in studying diseases and pathogens in the entire ecosystem. And so this is what we mean in part when we talk about One Health. We talk about our role as wildlife veterinarians to collaborate with biologists and public health specialists and physicians and ecologists and virologists to study diseases in complex ecosystems and to understand for each type of pathogen, each disease, each ecosystem, what that relationship is. Because then we have a better chance of understanding the disease and helping to control the disease. And all of us would like that disease control to happen with the minimal negative impact on wildlife, on ecosystems and habitats. So that's just a little story about biodiversity and infectious disease. And I wanted to tell you that story from the U.S. and some of the details of it to get you thinking about what do you know in Thailand about infectious diseases and how they work in the ecosystems here and the complex habitats, and what questions are still to be answered. There's a lot of questions to be answered still, and all of you can play a role in answering some of those questions. So we've heard from many of our colleagues all day today about diseases that they are researching, that they're studying here in Thailand and in the region and in the world. And so I hope that sparks some ideas and thoughts for you about questions you have and would like to answer and would like to help answer. So, any questions? No questions. Okay. All good? I got one thumbs up. Huh? Okay. Over there. All right. I think if there's time, is there time, Nancy? There is time. Okay, then join me.
Okay, now we're going to tap into Dr. Parntep's brain. He looks nervous. what we would like to do is we're going to get some input from Dr. Parntep and the 16 other doctors that are sitting in front of me. And we are going to choose 2 diseases that are endemic in Thailand and map them out in terms of how their hosts are infected and how, help me out here, Dave, how their hosts are infected. Leptospirosis. And we're going to map it back like Lyme disease. Okay, so talk about the hosts at each stage, who they feed upon, or I'm sorry, talk about the infectious host, or I'm not speaking correctly, the infectious vector and how it infects the host at each stage.
So Dr. Parntep is going to help us pick 2 diseases that are endemic to Thailand. They may be vector-borne disease or not, but we would like you to think about the ecology of that disease, the different animal hosts involved, how the disease moves, how it's transmitted, and kind of make a diagram like I showed you about that disease. And then, as part of the exercise, talk about what you know. Tell us what you know about the different hosts, different competence, whatever it is for that particular disease that you know about in Thailand. And there may be big pieces of information you don't know. And it might be something that you can go look up in the library before the next workshop. Or maybe that's a question that is still to be answered for Thailand. And so it would form part of the hypothesis for a research project. And things that you can perhaps propose to work on with biologists and other colleagues, other collaborators, to start getting active in this way. So that's an okay. We do 2 groups, Nancy, or 4? 4 groups? 2 diseases, so each. Okay. So we're going to split into 4 groups of 4. Yeah. So 4 groups of 4. 2 diseases. So each disease will have 2 different groups, and we'll just have 15 minutes to work on it, and then we'll come back and do a quick report. Okay? And Dr. Parntep has the diseases now.
Okay. We have first is quite similar to what they're gonna follow. Right? There's leptospirosis one, right? And toxoplasmosis, which is already get information from our speaker, right? Yeah. ง่ายทำไมอาจารย์เรายากทำไมยากยากเนี่ยความล้อได้เลยนะครับเราก็เอาจากความรู้ที่ฟังเมื่อกี้คือต้องคิดเป็นระบบจริงๆแล้วมันเป็นวิธีการคิดที่ได้มีการกันกรองคัดเป็นระบบมาแล้วโควิดแล้วก็เป็นโรคที่ไม่ใช่ได้มีในบ้านเราไม่ใช่ไม่เหมือนในโรคมะนาวคนถามว่าโรคมะนาวลาวแต่เราโรคมะนาว
ให้แบ่งเป็น4 กลุ่มนะคะขอให้ใช้วิธีนับเลย
ยาคนละโรคก็เลยกินได้ Okay,
Before we lose you, let me explain. We will break you into groups of 4. Just have a count off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each group will get a disease, either leptospirosis or toxoplasmosis. Just one. That's right. You will be infected with a disease of your choice. And then you will do a breakout. You're going to go somewhere else for just 10 minutes. That's it. And these are the 5 things you need to address in your group. So if I were you, I'd write them down, or you can come back and look at the list. How the disease is transmitted, what causes the disease, the life cycle of the parasite, if it's applicable, whatever disease you get, the species that are involved, and how biodiversity affects transmission of the disease. Does that make sense?
And you can add up something, some request additionally.
Okay.
Also, they can provide all the spectrum. Okay. So, good. Come on. You will add more.
Right.
So you prepare for that. In Thai.
คือเพิ่มไปหน่อยหนึ่งตรงที่ว่าถ้าเกิดมันมีระบาดของโรคเหล่านี้ค่ะเกิดขึ้นแล้วในฐานะที่เราเป็นสัตวแพทย์ที่ดูแลสัตว์ป่าเราจะทำอะไรได้บ้างคืออยากให้คุยกันในกลุ่มว่าเรามีไอเดียอะไรบ้างอะไรที่เราสามารถทำได้อะไรที่เราคิดว่าเฮ้ยในฐานะที่เราเนี่ยเป็นสัตวแพทย์มีส่วนในการดูแลสุขภาพของคนและสัตว์ด้วยในวันเทลเนี่ยนะคะมีอะไรที่เราทำได้ที่เราคิดว่าเราควรจะทำอย่าไปคิดว่ามันจะติดนู่นติดนี่อย่าเพิ่งคิดว่าเราควรจะทำในฐานะที่เราเป็นคนดูแลสุขภาพของสัตว์ทางด้านนี้เนี่ยนั่นดีกว่าค่ะ
Okay, so that's the last question that Dr. Journey just talked about. What is your role as a vet in investigating? Okay? Everybody understand? You have 10 minutes in your groups to discuss, prepare a flip chart, and come back with it. Good?
Good.
Okay.
Very good.
Ma'am, could you please take one piece of flip chart, or sorry, 4 pieces off to give to them, and a marker to each. Okay, so let's count on. Okay, now everybody hold up their number to make sure you remember. Hold up your number. If you're a 1, hold up a 1. If you're a 2, hold up a 2. If you're a 3, hold up a 3. If you're a 4, hold up a 4. Okay, good. So many times I've done this and everyone forgets their number. Okay, this group here, you have leptospirosis. Okay? The first group, oh sorry. Group 1 has leptospirosis. Sorry, you don't have it anymore. Group 2 has toxoplasmosis. Group 3 has leptospirosis. And group 4, toxoplasmosis. Very good. Okay, somebody from each group come up and get markers and a flip chart paper, and we'll see you in 10 minutes.
Thank you. เปิดแล้วจะต่อไม่ได้
ของแมวครับไม่ใช่เราสีเนี่ยต่อหมายความว่าแมวไม่ใช่อ๋อ
ขับไปขั้นทำแค่ขับเพื่ออะไรอ้าวได้บอกว่า
ถ่ายอยู่ปะ
ใครตอนแรกเขาบอกไม่ได้บ้าเลยเดี๋ยวใช้ตัวเลขตรงได้ต่อได้
ถามได้ค่ะ
พี่กุ้งครับก็ไปถามได้เลยพี่
ถามอะไรอ่ะ
ถามทุกอย่างเลย
ถามได้โอ้
ถามที่เราว่ารับเนี่ย
เห็นเอาแมวมีถ้าเป็นแค่โทรมา
อะไรลงมาช่วยกันมาใช้ชั่วโมง
ตัว
ถ้าไม่ใช่ที่โรงพยาบาลแบบเรื่องที่เราไปแล้วอ่ะแต่ถ้าเป็นตัวขาหมาก็ได้นะ
เรามาโพสดีกว่า
ที่ชอบเลยแต่อันนี้ที่จะเรียนต่อเลยI don't know what the percentage is.
Sorry, I didn't realize you gave them something to do before.
After my presentation, and then we could
Okay.
I find it very difficult.
Not difficult.
I said, do you have any questions? He said, yes, we have 5.
Smart, yeah, smart.